We continue now with the Product Spotlight segment, and Chris Graveline in for Rob. He's got a pretty sweet laptop that you're going to drool over. Chris?
Oh, sorry. You know, I'm very fortunate to be able to play around with a lot of cool toys here for the show. One of the latest is the Area-51 m15x notebook from Alienware. Probably one of my favorite things about this notebook is the Alien Effects program that lets you customize lighting effects. You could, for instance, have the logo pulsate. You could make the light pipe around the screen change from one color to another and back again. This software even allows you to use different schemes depending on which program you have open. I have this one set to change the light pipe to red when a new email comes in, so I can see it from across the room. They have an optional backlit keyboard, although the one we have doesn't include that, which I've noticed can make the keys a little hard to see in a dark room. From a performance standpoint, I was pretty impressed with this machine. It's running Windows Vista Ultimate on an Intel Core 2 Duo processor at 2.5 GHz. It shipped to us with 2 GB of RAM, which I'll probably upgrade to the 4 GB Max to boost it a little more. But for the video and audio editing that we use it for constantly, it's got plenty of power already. One thing I had to get used to is the lack of buttons. They've replaced them with a set of quick touch sensors that allow you to change the volume, turn Bluetooth and Wi-Fi on and off, launch the Alien Effects program, and enter stealth mode, which is a low power mode to help with battery life. One other impressive thing about it is the Smart Bay. Right now I've got the DVD burner in there, but you could pop it out and replace it with a second hard drive or an additional battery, which I would do if I had one. It includes the usual USB, Ethernet, and audio connections. This particular notebook has an HDMI output, which makes it possible to connect it to an external high-definition display with both audio and video on the one cable. One thing I found to be both good and bad is that it has the newer and faster FireWire 800 port. The good part, as I mentioned, is that it's faster than the older FireWire 400 port, but the bad part is that the two use different connections, so I've got to buy a separate cable in order to connect a video camera to it before I can do any editing. The bottom line, this is a heck of a machine, and starting at just under $1,500 you can get a good deal of power. It's a workhorse, especially on all of our Into Tomorrow remote broadcasts. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go back to drooling now.
Thanks, Chris. I hope you'll let me use it sometime. It's pretty cool.